Before you begin this video, make sure that you have both of these sketchbook pages. As I go through the sketchbook page and demo over here, follow everything that I'm doing, including completing in the blanks and drawing on this egg shape over here. Later on, not today, but later on, and I'll give you notice, we're going to have a quiz about these facial proportions, and these are going to be your notes to study, so make sure that you're really following along. So the head is an egg shape, and to draw an egg shape, you can either just go ahead and do it in one circle, I've provided one for you, or when you do it on your own, you can start with a circle and then make a U on the bottom. Okay. Everyone has a different shaped head, but generally we want to start with an egg shape and then we can change jaw lines and other shapes later. So the first major proportion is that the eyes are located halfway down the head. So I'm going to start with a vertical axis here, as if I'm looking forward, and I'm going to mark halfway down. Eyes half, half. Okay. There are 5 eye widths across the width of the face. So divide this section about as evenly as you can into 5 eyes. Okay. And then on the second and fourth section, you're going to draw 2 general eye shapes. Okay. This means that between each eye, there is the space of one eye. So there's the width of one eye. So the eyes are 1 eye width apart. When we're looking at the eye, we have the colored part of the eye, that outer ring, and that is called the iris. So some people have blue, some people have green, some people have hazel, some people have brown eyes. We have the iris that gives the color, and then the pupil is the black dot in the center. Okay. We'll talk more about the structure of each feature later, but we're just going to go over the basic proportions first. Then, the nose is halfway between the eye line and the bottom of the chin. It's about halfway. Nose, halfway. Okay. And your nose falls in between your eyes, which tells us that there is approximately 1 eye width for the width of your nose. Okay. Some people's noses are a little bit wider, some people are a little bit more narrow, but again, these are just general guidelines. Okay. The mouth is located 1/3 of the way down from the bottom of the nose to the chin line. So we have 1/3 for the mouth. And this line is indicating the crease, so I'll make him or her happy. Woo! Not the bottom of the lip or the top of the lip. So I can just mark in a bottom and a top here. Okay. And if you're in a neutral position, the width, meaning that you're not really smiling, the width of your mouth is going to be from pupil to pupil. If I'm really smiling, it's going to stretch my face. And if I'm pursing or making some other sort of frowny face, then the width will also be smaller. Okay. Then moving on to the ears. The ears are located from the bottom of the nose to the eyes. So on here, they're located from the eye line to the bottom of the nose, which might seem like it's really big, but truly your ears are that big. And our nose and our ears are made from cartilage, which means that they don't stop growing. So often you'll see elderly men in particular, but also elderly women as well, who will have these really long ears and these more bulbous noses, and they look a little bit different than from when they were young, and that's because their ears and their noses have not stopped growing. Now let's talk about the hair. So unless you are balding, generally speaking, your hairline is about 1/4 of the way up from the eye line to the top of your head. So 1/4 for the hair. So a quarter up here. Okay. And the hair does not stop at the edge of the egg shape. The egg shape referring to the actual shape of the head. So edge of the egg shape. Okay. Your hair is not a swim cap, right? There's a little bit of volume usually standing above where your scalp is, and that is generally about 1/4 of an inch, although that really varies depending on what type of hair you have. And when we're drawing the hair, we want to draw it in clusters. And a cluster is just a group of individual hair pieces that are falling together in the same place. So what does that mean? If I've got side swept bangs here, usually there are pieces of your hair that sort of section off together. And those individual pieces are all going in the same direction, right? So I wouldn't draw cluster and then all of a sudden start shading it like that. Hair doesn't look like that. It's just a series of clusters following the same direction. Okay. And we'll talk more about how to actually shade hair in the future. Once you finish this video, be sure to tune into the next video, which talks more specifically about how to shade the features and breaking down the features in all of their individual parts.